All right, so I'm just going to make this a final, okay? This is part 3, and I will encourage you to check part 1 and 2 of this video because I'm going to kind of post them together. I want us to understand what I'm trying to, put out there, because this is going to help the next generation. If you know you are a parent, please, let's be careful what we say in the presence of those kids, even if those were your opinion, even if you push out the negative narratives to your children, please make sure you correct their impression, because that might be your own opinion. But try and let your children know, okay, this is what I feel and I don't think it is right. You try and do it this way. So because this racism of a thing is not just what the children come outside and act up. Sometimes they are actually reflecting what their parents are telling them at home. So whether the person is a black or white or brown or whatever, what I want us to know is that God made everyone, and immigration from one country to another can never stop. It's going to be a forever thing. So we cannot be racist to each other. It doesn't make any sense to me. As an African and as a sub, if you're a sub out there, I think you may be able to relate, most especially if you have an accent or you're not American or maybe from another country. Even Canadians, they complain. I mean, blacks in Canada, they complain about how Canada. In fact, I think racism is even worse in Canada. Most especially in Toronto, I have heard a lot about them, especially those that work in healthcare service. So let me put it out there that as a sub, sometimes you hear students call you fufu. Fufu is what is a pounded yam in Nigeria, and many people call it fufu, but we actually have fufu, and then we have pounded yam. I already made a video concerning that. I put it on here that I was trying to correct, to differentiate between the two. So generally, they know one of our swallow food is called fufu. So some of these students will just call you fufu. That is, I'm talking about in middle school. And guess what I tell them? I tell them, if I call you burger, would you like that? Because that's your food. Fufu is my food and I love that. But should I call you by burger? Because you eat burger a lot and you eat fries. Do you mind if I call you that? And then they look at me like, why should you call me that? So why are you calling me that? And I tell them, guess what, guy? You're being racist. Are you supposed to be racist? Your parents sent you here to learn. You don't try to be racist to anyone. You shouldn't be the one. You can mess up my day. Whatever you say is on you. I don't care what you say to me, but guess what? That's your opinion. Your opinion does not count. As long as I don't welcome your opinion, that's on you. So, that is because I know who I am and you can put me down. So all these students doing all of this, I'm sure it is what their parents are telling them. So I believe your children are more like a reflection of you. I know children can be funny, they can do even opposite of what you are, but at least I think, a lot of percentage of this whole thing issues are from parents. Enough of racism. There was a time, just shortly after President Trump was sworn in, do you know that students were being racist against themselves in school? My daughter was being racist against. Like, she practically told me she's in 7th grade, and one of her students, like one of our own fellow students, was telling her, go back home. I mean, and I'm like, what? What did you respond? She said I said, you don't hold nobody explanation. What is go back home? What gave him impression that you weren't born here? Okay, let me start another example. There was a day I was subbing in one of the middle schools, and this student told me she's Black American. Like I said most blacks are racist, even against fellow blacks. So this girl was so bold, and then there's a way somebody asks you a question like, oh, Miss, where are you from? If I say, oh, Miss, where are you from? And another person say, by the way, where are you from? You got a strong accent here, okay? You know that my accent is telling you who I am. So she goes, where you from? Now you are in 8th grade. So the first question I asked her, I said, you already know where I'm from, right? Because it's not your first time. Cannot be your first time hearing someone with an accent. Because me, if you greet me, good morning, and you also say good morning, I know the difference between the two. So action speaks louder than words, they say. Where are you from? There's a way she put it up for me and throw it out like it. And I'm like, excuse me? I said, you're in 8th grade. Is this your first time having a sub? And is this your first time hearing a sub with an accent? And she goes, oh, I just want to know. I said, well, I'm from Africa. And I said, we are sisters, right? She said, no, I'm an American. Because I don't know why. I said, take it easy. We are sisters. Why would you, as a parent, push certain narratives into your children's head, and then to the extent that they could vomit them out there? Does it make any sense? guess what? We all flow from somewhere. The creator, believe it or not, there's somebody that is called a supreme being. His name is the creator, the God of all gods, the Lord of all lords, the one that made the heavens and the earth. Somebody made them. We don't just get here. That one up there, the supreme being, made all of us. He was just this let me say, when he was making us, he's a great artist. That's the first artist we have. This artist decided to create brown, white, black. He was just drawing them out. Let there be this, let there be that, let there be. I'm sure he probably molded, we were all formed and made by those clay. Maybe he just put some black clay to create black. I just said, okay, what other color can I make? He made us different colors. And we are all beautiful as we are. Okay? We are beautiful people. Well, and I'm like, girl, show love. Show some love to people. You don't know me. My first time in your classroom, you don't know me. We could meet at a party. I could be of help to you. I said, girl, you're being racist here. And she said, no. I said, yes. You don't need to tell me racism is in action here. Why are you being racist? You are a human being, I'm a human being. The most important thing is that you can hear me. I'm speaking English. Some people cannot even speak the English that I'm speaking. So you can understand my English. Forget the accent. You will forever hear accent because it's not everyone that is born here. I did not grow up here. I have my accent and I'm working on it. If wherever I stop, if it is 50%, manage it. Take it that way. Just understand I can speak the English you're speaking. And I speak it, you understand it. You can understand me. So what are you trying to say? Stop being racist. I told her point blank. Stop being racist. So I'm putting this out there. Parents, let's work on ourselves. A lot of bullies in school, they don't just grow up being bullies. They learn it somewhere. Some parents are pushing some narratives into their children, and those children are bringing it up as an actor. They are acting it out in schools, in playgrounds, in everywhere they meet others. Imagine a student telling our fellow student just because that student knows that this is definitely from Africa, and then he said, go back home. Can you imagine? Thankfully, I have put confidence in my children. You can't put them down. No, you cannot. Nigeria, they carry last. We are not. You cannot put them down there. Stop being racist against others. Stop being the reason others have a bad day. It doesn't make any sense. You can't correct what the Lord has done. He is a great artist, and he has drawn everybody the way he wants to. There will always be blacks. They will not kill themselves. They will not bleach off their skins. They will be fine. And guess what? Blacks are even against fellow blacks. Why? We carry the same color. What is wrong? Africans, Americans, whatever, Canadians, Europeans, I don't care. We all are human beings. Let's show love to each other.